Hey everyone, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review, first episode review. Today, we're looking at Big Order. Now, Big Order is actually made by the guy who made Future Diary. And right there and then, I was already going, wait, whoa. A series by the guy who made Future Diary. I love Future Diary. I think Miraniki, as it's called, if you go by Japanese titles. I love that series. I think that series is awesome. And it does have its flaws. I know some people go, they have mixed feelings about it sometimes, but I personally love it. I think it's a great series. It's a series that I actually owned both the DVD and Blu-ray for it because I just wanted to get both copies of it, just because that's how much I wanted to show how much I love that show. But Big Order, then has some big shoes to fill because honestly, and by the way, that was not pun intended right there, but it does have some big shoes to fill because Future Diary was so great, and a lot of people did like Future Diary as much as people have issues with it. A lot of people did love it. So you have a series that has something here that it really has to be pretty good. Now, Big Order is a weird anime when it first starts off. What we have here is our main character, Eiji Hoshima, who he seems like a normal everyday high school student right at first, but we apparently learned that in this world that he accompanies, there are things called orders. Now, orders are actually able to fulfill wishes that you desire. So, for example, if you wished for, a lot of money, you would find some way of getting a lot of wealth. If you're an order, only if you're an order. If you're a regular person, you don't get that. But if you're actually one of these people dubbed orders, you can actually wish for whatever you want and get it through some means. It's not like there he is, just pop in your hand. No, but it's more so something is given to you to let you get that wish. Now, Eiji, we find out, is an order of swords, but what he actually might have done was actually caused a world destruction event. Now, we find out that 10 years prior, the world was almost destroyed. It wasn't completely destroyed because there's still societies left and there's still a lot of people left, but there was a lot of damage. There was places that were obliterated in an instant. There were places that lost hundreds of thousands of people. It was really bad. Now, Eiji is essentially kind of feeling that because it's his fault, he doesn't want to ever use his power again, even though others still constantly use their powers for various means and goals, but he doesn't want to do it. Now he's also visited by this girl who apparently tells him that the actual destruction event was not his fault, but she won't tell him exactly what that means. So we kind of have a compassing here of where we don't know if Eiji's the cause of this or if there was something else that caused this and he was just kind of framed as it, or we don't really know for the first episode yet. We can have an idea that it probably was not him fully by the end of the episode, but we still wonder what actually went down that made him even think in the first place it was him. Now, along the way, and if this is for people who've noticed the art already, we do meet one other major player of the show so far. Well, we meet several others, but we know one by name, and that's Rin Kurenai. Now, Rin Kurenai is a beautiful girl, according to Eiji, in his class, who just transferred in, and all of a sudden she ends up at his doorstep, and he's like, "Wow, this is there has to be some reason for it." Apparently, she locked herself out of the house, so she's waiting for a locksmith. So Eiji, being a nice guy, is he's gonna call a locksmith for her. Well, Rin's not a nice girl. Rin actually then blames Eiji for her for the world destruction event, blames him for her parents being killed in a fire, and a graphic way actually, the way she actually explains it. But so she tries to stab him with the katana, and actually fails to do so because his power is then revealed slightly, not fully but slightly right here. And instead of impaling him, she actually impales herself, which is really interesting. Now, I actually thought when I first saw this, I actually thought, oh, maybe he has like some reversal power. Then maybe he reversed something that happened and it made it worse or something like that. But it's a little bit different. We end up then at the end of the episode finding out that when his sister, who is also a big player, his sister who apparently is sick. We don't really know too much, and I'm not gonna spoil everything that was revealed about the sister, but we know that the sister was then taken by Ren, who actually survived somehow because she's also an order and she has the power to rejuvenate any wounds that she has or that apparently looks like other people might have. She takes the sister hostage, and lo and behold, he finds out what he wants to find out what's going on. He wants to actually save her sister, of course. He goes in there, he stops everything because he has the specific power that reminds me exactly of Code Geass. I'm being honest with you, it really does. he has world order power, which allows him to actually manipulate people around him in small territories. Like, so think of almost like a map of war strategy type games or something like that, Risk or something like that. He can actually manipulate every single thing in his little territory, and we actually see at the end that he actually, controls everyone, but makes Rin his first servant by like impaling her in the head, and then we get this weird like at the very end, like during the credits, we get this weird noise that doesn't sound like she's getting hurt. I'll leave it at that. I'll tell you right now, though, guys. I actually think Big Order is something to definitely look forward to for this season. So far, it's very interesting. The first episode had everything that I want from a first episode. It had intrigue, it had story, it had great animation. I think the Big Order's animation is amazing. Um, I really, it just had everything there for me to actually say that this is a great first episode. Now, there are issues that could come into play, like, again, it seems like Code Geass a little bit. I'm not saying a lot. I'm not trying to go into like, oh, this is. I'm not comparing the two. I'm saying that it has some elements of Code Geass in here. They do seem like they're using a lot of concepts from Future Diary, but as a person who writes stories too myself, I might not have anything published, of course, but one thing I always notice is that when you write something, if you're one person that actually writes all the time, you do make characters that are very similar to one another. So I'm not really surprised that, Miraniki's characters are kind of displayed here again. I mean, even Rin looks a lot like Yuno Gasai from Future Diary. But and he kind of reminds me of Yuki a little bit. Not, I want to say he's the cooler version of Yuki, but he does look like Yuki. I mean, look at that. Look at that picture on the left. He looks like Yuki. But I hope this series really does well. I really do. I mean, that first episode left a huge impact, and that sometimes scares me a little bit when shows do that, because then you're wondering, can the show follow from such a great episode, or can it only get worse? It's like the roller coaster effect. When you get to the top, it's the best part when you finally going down, but then when you go down, you're sliding down. It's getting like relatively, it's not getting as impactful as it was when it began. So I really hope that the show continues to be awesome, because I really want it to be awesome. Trust me, I do. Anyways, guys, I might keyword, depending on how well this video does, because it's gonna be, the reviews will be out one day after that comes out. So yesterday the episode first aired. Today, of course, is when I'm putting a review up. I might do an episode by episode review if you guys want that. That's highly, debatable. That's more so depending on how many views this gets, and how many comments everyone leaves and stuff like that. But anyways, guys and girls, have a great Sunday. I will talk to you all later. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video, the whole 9 yards. Bye bye, everyone.